Hello. Good evening, everyone from Maryland. This is Sister Alex. Um, it is Wednesday, going on 10 p.m. on Wednesday, July the what? Is it the 10th? I never know when I get on here. Let me check my calendar. Let's see. Tell me. I'm correct. It is July the 10th. And it's evening time, and I'm on the sofa. I'm not on the studio, on the Sun Porch studio. And it has been a hot, sweltering day in the DMV. Oh my goodness, a hot, sweltering week so far in the DMV. And I think it's continuing into tomorrow and maybe the next day. But I'm inside and I'm thankful that I have climate control temperature, a thermostat. And it has been a good day. A free agenda. That means I had no appointments and no work today. I had a day off. So that was good. And I did have an evening meeting with some ladies that we had planned a month ago, or we have a standing monthly meeting. So it was good to catch up and bounce some ideas off each other and get feedback on some things from each other, and to just show support for each other's efforts. And the meeting is like for our creative pursuits. So guys, what I'm doing, I keep looking down because this is creative recess, where I am stitching. I have my needle and thread and my fabric, and I'm stitching up another one of my hearts. Look, I have my my little pin cushion. I like this pin cushion. I made it a while ago, and I think I'm gonna do some more and offer them up, because it serves more than one purpose. Have you heard of tension balls? I call it a tension tamer, or even an exercise ball for your hand strength. It's stuffed pretty tight with polyfill. I believe that's what I used in this one, or maybe some yarn. I think it's polyfill, but it's durable. It's lasted a few years, more than a few years, and I like it. Still like it when I look at it with the sunburst design on the inside. And so if I make more, I'll offer them up in Grace Light Studio. I always have these ideas, but how much time do I have? I can imagine if you're in a waiting room and it's in a tense situation, or trying to keep your temper down in a situation among a lot of people, something handy like this as your keychain, your key fob, will come in handy. A tension tamer or stress ball. Okay, but yeah, it's a pin cushion today. A needle keeper. Here's another one before I get really started with my stitching. This is so cute. It's just like an ornament. I was about to make a coaster or a mandala design out of this, following a pattern that I already had, and somehow I wasn't following it. It was coming out different than before, but I like this one anyway. So it's just just something that's not functional art, but I like looking at it. And it could serve as inspiration. Like, do you use inspiration boards or mood boards for your art or your design? Like if you're thinking of a theme for a room, you can pin up items or photos or swatches that have colors you like or imagery you like. And this one has the aqua, the ocean blue, white, and turquoise, or a color very similar to turquoise. Depends which brand it is. Yeah. This thing is called, it's crochet, and it's called a motif. Like, you know, just one design by itself is a motif. And you can make several of the same and stitch them together, or add more stitching to turn it into like a larger round, or create a square shape around it and then connect them. It could turn into a pillowcase or a small blanket, or even a large blanket if you have the patience to keep going, make a whole bunch of them. I think my favorite, if I'm going to make a blanket of individual pieces, and then sew them together, I usually do the 63 squares, so it'll be like 7 by 9 in a row. 7 rows with 9 squares each. What else do I have handy here? I could show you, aside from what I'm working on, which I think I showed before, this pale green with the roses. Did I show you the hearts that are already complete? This is a prototype. This is that same fabric, but this is just a prototype of a rather large size, like 5-inch heart, hangable, because I'm testing to see what kind of hanger I want to use with my hearts, and testing the size. But I like the size, but I want to use a different size ribbon or cord, and find just the right button or design to put here. So that's why I call it a prototype, because it's not quite finished, but it's good enough, you know, for me to have here as inspiration. And then the finished ones, which are available, these will be available in Grace Light Studio for purchase. 2 for $11. They're a set, so you get 2 in a set. I don't have my ruler out here. Maybe you can see the size of these. Yeah, so they're really they're cute. They're bowl fillers, or however you want to use them. These also could be pin cushions, but I don't want to put pins in these, but you could if you purchase them. Here's another set in the same colorway. These are the ones with the cherries, and you may have seen these before. I showed these on a short video and on Instagram, and I showed a pink set just like this, but the background color was pink, and then had the cherry print. Those have sold and arrived at their new home. So I was very pleased to hear that they arrived safely and were well received. Yay. It's not easy to let go of your handmaids. At least not mine, because I love what I do, and You know, I love the fabrics that I choose, and then I'm stitching them stitch by stitch. So it's good to know when someone else appreciates what you do. Here's another one. I think this may have been the first one I stitched, and it's so cute and soft. I like this fabric, and I'm gonna make a matching one. This is just single by itself, but I found the rest of the material. And there's more. So if these become popular, I can replenish the stock, you know, while supplies last. So once the complimentary heart is ready, I'll add the set to the shop. So I'm gonna sit back and start stitching and just keep you company while I do that. I'll know what you're working on. Maybe you're doing your dishes, or maybe you're doing some handwork yourself. You're painting. Are you filling out some forms or paperwork? Are you decluttering some surfaces or your handbag? Who knows? But I'm just here to be calm and keep you company. And again, friends, it's here where I am. It's nighttime now. The sun is gone. It is it's fully nighttime. Look, I'm gonna make something out of this. I think it's adorable. Little teapots. And again, this is from the Lycian brand, and it's the Jira Brandvig High Tea collection. Jira Brandvig is the designer in her collection. This particular one, it was called High Tea, and this is just one of several beautiful prints in that collection. The green pattern also is from that collection, and there's some red. She just had some beautiful prints. Yeah, I don't have all of them out here, but they're gorgeous. Another one I have, I'm surrounded by my fabric stash today, or tonight. I like this one in the bright aqua with the roses. I'm gonna press out the wrinkles and cut out enough to make some small hearts from this one too. This fabric is it's also from Lycian. It's made in Japan, and it's called Flower Sugar. That was one of the first fabrics I remember seeing that made me fall in love with quilting fabric, because it is so pretty, and I like the prints. I like bright colors. I like florals. I like cheerful imagery or designs. And sometimes I say cheerful, and then other people say you're calm and peaceful. But I guess you can be cheerful and calm at the same time. But it's the same thing with the paints. I liked them when I discovered that I could get bright paints with good saturation, like in watercolors, and that they were non-toxic. I'm getting my thread together here. Some Let me sit back. Hello. I've been talking to you for 15 minutes. I'm gonna try to make this video 30 minutes. And I appreciate it if you can stick around, friends. And if you are sticking around, or even if you need to leave and come back, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, AlexH2117, please subscribe today. I'm on the road to 500. They say on the road to success. But I'm doing it organically. I haven't done like editing with my videos. I think I used an editing on one of them when I was at one of the parks by the riverside, and I made it a little shorter, cut out some parts, but mostly the videos that you see, I just video and post them as they are. And I like it because they're real. I like them to be personable and as if we're actually having a talk or visiting, or as if I'm keeping you company. I have in the background, I hope it's not coming through, Jacob from _Jacob. His channel is playing in the background, very low volume. I can see some of my YouTube friends are in his chat. But see, I'm not live, I'm just making a recording. And later, I'll consider if I want to upload it to my channel. But who do I see on Jacob's live stream tonight? Tamika Douglas, Miss V _NYC, Jay Bush, Kevnish Gold, and Susie Warua. I recognize all those names. And again, if you haven't met Jacob, visit his channel, _Jacob. He usually is live streaming, and he also does some videos showing the streets of Uganda when he's moving from one place to another. Crossdale and One Dem 99. There's some other friends that I see in the chat there. I like how YouTube allows connections near and far, like Caribbean, African nations. Have 2 or 3 friends in Turkey. Where else? I think maybe 2 people in Ukraine. Do you know Galina Odessa is one of them? She makes some cute videos, and she's also creative, like in her way. I want to say creative like me, but yeah, her handwork is beautiful gemstone jewelry. Really beautiful work. Galina Odessa, Galina. I'm stitching right away, making my way around this outline. And the way I do my my hearts, I make the outline of the shape I want and stitch it, and then and I stitch by hand, and then I cut around, and I don't stitch all the way. I leave an opening so that I can stuff them with the filling, the soft stuffing. And then I close them. I finish stitching to close them, and then do the border, cut around to give it a nice border shape. Thanks for sticking with me, friends. Are you making progress on what you're doing? Or are you just watching and listening to me and biding the time? I'm still not used to seeing myself with these glasses on. We had a really late, would you call it a sunset, or I don't know. It was like going on 9 p.m. and the sky was yellow. And I was like, what is that yellow tinge to the sky? That's when I think of that, I think of tornado warning or hurricane warning, but it wasn't. It just was kind of eerie. And I went out front to take a look. The wind wasn't picking up or anything. It's just hot. And I could still see the soft blue of the sky and the clouds. And then the yellowish tinge. And then when I looked over to the west where the sun sets, it just was like an orange glow across the sky. And it was coming through the trees. I could just see the orange glow, all like across the horizon at the west, and it was behind the trees low. And 10 minutes later, I went back out to look, and it had lowered even more. You could barely see it. But that was an interesting late sunset. And I know, how sometimes if you save photos, your photo software will remind you of photos from the same time period, like in past years. And I noticed last July, the sunrise and sunset were doing interesting things visually. So does anyone else do hand stitching, small projects, or do you quilt? Do you sew clothing, garments? I don't sew garments, and I haven't made any large quilts. I'm interested in doing some quilt blocks. I did some embroidery before in one quilt block. I want to make another one and because I want to use them for like tea mats or kitchen warming pot rests where you can just have on the counter handy, or set a plate, protect your counter, from the you know how you shouldn't set a hot plate on directly on the surface. So I want to do some more of those quilting squares. I would show the one I had, but it's so it's seen better days. I don't want to. It doesn't need to be on the camera. But it did use the one of the teapot fabrics in a different color than the one that I showed earlier, but it's the same. This from the same collection. So this heart is almost complete. I'm going to stop the stitching. I'll show you I have stitched a heart. I don't know if you can see all the way around, but I'm leaving a gap so that I can have room to put the stuffing. Well, the gap is not there, the gap is down here. This is one of two. Where are my scissors? So this fabric is folded over. I'm gonna cut. Where's that opening? Then I've got some filling. I have a really large bag of this polyfill, but to keep my projects portable from room to room, I just like to put a small enough amount in a little plastic baggie. And tuck this in here a little at a time. Not too much, not too little. The end of a paintbrush, the non-brush end, is handy for getting the stuffing into place or helping. Okay, tucking this into place. I'm also listening to a conversation on the YouTube channel, on Jacob's channel. I am _Jacob. They're live streaming over there. Okay, so now the heart is taking shape. Look, you can see stuff now. You can see the outline of it. When we finish closing it, and we're almost at 30 minutes. I know I'm not going to get the second one done tonight. It's like I could, you know, I could sit up and complete the set, but I'll save it for tomorrow. In that way, I won't strain my back or my wrists, you know. It's important to take care of your hands when you crochet, when you sew, and just in general. You do repetitive tasks. And if you work with paints, remember to protect your hands, especially if you're working with acrylics, because some of those have toxic elements. So, you know, you can use the gloves, the disposable gloves. And protect your clothing as well. One of my favorite things, guys, was when I received an apron in the mail from In Her Studio magazine. I had a subscription to In Her Studio at that time. And I think, was it a new, I don't know if it was a new subscription or what, but one of the free gifts that came with the subscription was an apron that said In Her Studio. And whenever I put that on, it would be time to get busy in the studio with the paints, and it just made me feel like, okay, we mean business here. Let's get going. Studio is open. And I used to have a little sign, and I still have it, to motivate myself and encourage myself. And the sign was, I collaged it and then wrote, what did I write? I'm just getting started. That's what it was. I'm just getting started. And guys, that's when I told myself I'm an artist. I designated a space in my home to call it my studio or my art space. Just had a designated space to put my supplies, and which were paints at that time. I put away the quilting stuff in a cabinet, and just had a focused area that I could come to. I could leave a few paint sets out or paint colors out, a few choice brushes, and walk past, and then pick up where I left off from time to time. But in this season, I'm using my fabric, and you know, before the heat wave came in, I was working only on my crochet products, and I will come back to those. Like, I still have my yarn here too, waiting, but I want to get some of these hearts out. I have all these ideas in my head of how they will look, and I want to, you know, get the collection out. Look, it's taking shape. So cute. What do you think, guys? Should I do some sachets so you can have some fragrance in these? Then in that case, they can be hangable sachets, or they can be the small ones that go in your linen closet, or your lingerie drawer. A beautiful scents to go with your nighties. Voila! The pale green heart number 1. My camera has gone into night mode, giving the screen a yellow tinge. Hopefully for you, it still looks, hopefully you could see the color. So this is a green surface with heart accents. heart designs. Not hearts, what am I talking about? It's a heart shape in pale green, and it has roses. So guys, I am gonna call it a day. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. We've been talking for 35 minutes. I have, and this is not a live, so I hope before this week is out that I will interact with you in a live stream. I have to make that happen. Thanks for being with me. I really appreciate you. I hope you come back again, and we'll have a good time then, right? All right. Goodbye. Goodbye from Maryland, U.S. Blessings, friends.